For years now, people have asked one simple thing from EA Games. Just remake the old Need for Speed games. Just give us Underground 1, 2, Most Wanted and or Carbon again. Slightly modernized, improved where improvement is necessary, refurbished and preserved where they need to be refurbished and preserved. But no, we got, well, the newer NFS titles, and while I know that especially the 2016 reboot and Heat have been quite well received by many, they were not my cup of tea. The handling, music and presentation especially have put me off the franchise for a while now, making me find refuge in the Horizon series. And just yesterday, YouTube flooded me with videos about this game called Heatwarped. Intrigued, I clicked and oh my. What makes and made older Need for Speed so enticing to me is their vibe. The gritty dirt and yellow tint of Most Wanted, or my personal favorite, the neon-lit rush of Bayview's nights in Underground 2 are so distinct and full of personality that even today they make up a huge part of why booting up those games in current year is graphically just not an issue, even to people like me who do enjoy the amenities of modern graphics. And Sea-Lime, Heatwarped's developer, understood the assignment. Heatwarp feels like being in a highly realistic dream version of Underground 2. Everything feels familiar, you could swear that you've been here before, but it looks different. Now, unlike the sometimes uncomfortable warped reality of dreams, this game is like a warm blanket of nostalgia wrapped around a modern technological core. The models, textures, lighting, everything is deliberately created in a way that resembles 2004's graphical fidelity, but the game still has modern features where it's needed. 4K and high FPS support, detailed advanced graphic settings, 3-button remapping, generally a decent amount of customization. Not that that wasn't possible back in 04 and 05, but having it all in a complete package was back then not the norm. What I find especially cool is their implementation of an authentic graphics mode, which tries to match the graphics and resolution of old racing games from around that time as closely as possible. I do have to say though that the authentic resolution really is a bit much for my eyes. There are also some lighting issues on Vulcan, where the light trails are way too long on the higher setting, and the game, especially in drift races, sometimes starts stuttering in a weird way, but overall the performance and stability is totally fine. Alright, I know, the racing. This game, obviously, is an arcade racer. Handling-wise, it falls somewhere between Need for Speed Underground 2 and Most Wanted 2005. The cars are heavier, take a tad more time to react than they would in Underground 2, but not as heavy and not as much as in Most Wanted. There's nitrous, of course, complete with Underground 2's insanely over-the-top race breaker lighting effects, but no speed breaker from Most Wanted. Maybe yet. There are circuit, sprint, checkpoint and drift races, and they all work exactly like you imagine they would. Especially the drifting is basically a carbon copy of Underground 2 stadium drifts. Now, the racing itself against AI is apparently very dividing. At the time of writing, there are plenty of discussions on the Steam forum with people complaining that the AI is stupidly fast and try hard, while others feel it's totally fine. For me, there was a clear cut between the two stages of the demo. During the first half, with the introduction to the race types, I won them all easily. You then have to do 1 to 2 again to show how dominating you can be, and then you unlock the advanced, more difficult and more rewarding reverse races. And I got shit on. Now, this might be because of two things. The first, which I don't think is the culprit, is tuning. The game advises you to not spend all your money on looks, but rather on performance, which I did with 85% of my money. And yet, the first advanced race was really fucking hard. If they had actually balanced it in a way that I should have spent all my money on tuning instead of customization, that would have been incredibly stupid, and I don't think they did. As a dev, you want your players to play around with the customization options and the tuning options. Speaking of, it would have been great if the demo gave the player unlimited money after winning the last race, because winning an already beaten race again doesn't give you any more money, so you can't actually try out all the tuning and customization options in the game. Anyway, what is, in my opinion, actually the issue with the advanced races is their absolutely erratic nature. I don't know if it's just the increase in power of the cars and therefore their speeds, or if the enemy AI changes or something, but man, shit is just flying around, everyone is crashing, aggressive, and it is really fucking hard to hold the top spots, and, well, rubber banding is of course turned to the max. There was one situation where I was full on blasting nitrous at 180 kph and the other guy just accelerated next to me without nitrous as if it was nothing. I think this increases the risk of acceleration-focused tuning becoming extremely meta in this game. If the enemies can keep up with you anyway because of the rubber banding, it makes much less sense to go for the highest speed, but rather for the best compensation for time lost by crashes or driving errors. I would like to see it more balanced, rewarding consistent, error-free high-speed racing as well. But I do have to say, after winning the race and getting the bag, allowing me to further tune my car, the second advanced race and all the following ones were much easier, but equally as erratic and a tad annoying. But fun. Fun, definitely. Lastly, the game is a good example for what quality of life improvements old Need for Speed games could receive in whatever kind of remake, remaster, whatever we might get one day. I talked about high res and high FPS support already, and HDR would be cool as well. But besides that, putting the different tuning and customization shops into one surely is a divisive topic, but I like the convenience of having it all in one place, just like Most Wanted does. The drift races count your points rolling, they don't add them up once you finish the drift, which makes it easier to know where you're standing right now, if it's worth continuing the drift, or if you should end it and secure it. The speed gauge has a nice animation as well, and the phone is now a proper phone, including a map, a camera mode, settings, a minigame, and the Rave forum. The forum is like a hub for the local racing scene, with funny little posts being uploaded every once in a while, and you even have your own profile, complete with a customizable profile picture, an overview over your stats, and more. Oh, and there is also a music player allowing you to specifically pick the song you want to hear. Songs of mixed genres, including rock-adjacent music. Need for Speed? I am talking to you. Oh, one more thing. I know that this game is nostalgia bait. I know that there is valid criticism to be had towards a game that's basically a remix of other people's intellectual property, does a little new, for the time being, and apparently capitalizes on the fact that people are starving for this kind of game. But that, to me, is just not an issue. EA has had plenty of time to listen to parts of their player base, big parts of their player base, and deliver this game. For them, it wouldn't have been hard, to be honest. Most of the groundwork is already there, in their hands. But now that they haven't and have killed off Need for Speed for now, I would much rather see a fresh batch of people doing something with this whole genre, even capitalize and maybe cannibalize it a bit, if the end product is something that people actually want to see, want to play, and that has unjustly been disregarded by its creators for such a long time. I wish this game the best for its future. I had a lot of fun with the demo, and the game is already on my wishlist. Check it out if you can, it's totally worth it. Thanks for watching.